A Brexit trade deal between the UK and the European Union could be on the verge of being completed after negotiations were ramped up this afternoon, in the clearest sign of a breakthrough in discussions. Number 10 insists talks are progressing, more intensively than before, between the UK and EU negotiating teams. UK chief Brexit negotiator David Frost and his EU counterpart Michel Barnier have been locked in post-Brexit trade talks all week in the Belgian capital. The EU negotiator is due to brief officials in Brussels next Tuesday and Wednesday, but according to BBC political editor Laura Kuenssberg, the meeting had been cancelled, in a sign a deal has edged closer. However, Brussels sources have since distanced themselves and insisted the summit of the EU 27 will go ahead as planned. In a post on Twitter, Ms. Kuenssberg wrote, "Barnier has cancelled briefings to EU side, planned for Tuesday night and then Wednesday lunchtime, only a hint, but perhaps a good sign that negotiators are churning through the obstacles to a deal, working not briefing." Interesting little hint, and these are crucial days, but far from clear that a deal is going to be done. In another post, Ms. Kuenssberg insisted there was more optimism from the UK team about the way talks were going but added there was still issues to iron out. She added, "Caution from UK side, both sides are negotiating more intensively than before, but significant differences remain. We may not get there. Outstanding issues over fishing, state aid and the so-called level playing field on trade have rocked the chances of a deal in recent months. The UK and EU hope to strike an agreement by the middle of November in order to give both parliaments time to scrutinise any legislation." Earlier this week, Boris Johnson admitted the chances of a post-Brexit deal are far from certain. The Prime Minister gave an update on the progress of talks with the EU during a cabinet briefing on Tuesday. There is now less than 6 weeks to go until the official end of the Brexit transition period on December 31, and Mr. Johnson told ministers that time was now very short. He reiterated the UK would not compromise in the final stages of talks and stated the UK would take back control over its laws, borders, money and fish.